I'm gonna be on here for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Yeah, I found out I could. The fuck?
I feel like God, I'm a Kage. Whoa, busting my ass on no off days. Whoa, me, I been working, I grind from the ground, and now you see my drip is so Kage. Kage. No tell beef, you saw me. Never had breaks, no off days.
Man, I said I was gonna be here for
I'm a legend, but still I'm a president. Don't test me, I'm ready. My drip like Hokage. See you and I, we both had nothing in common. I move like Kakashi, I do shit around. Let's go. Cashing on me from the unknown. Said I gotta show that I'm with it. I got custom, so not tell false. I kill them, we all cut throats. Had to put the work in, show them what the work is. Came up from the bottom, now I'm up though. Take up at the trenches, now I'm on my lit shit. Give me serious one punch, what the fuck, cuss up the race, gotta show 'em I'm playing when I ain't bought the stakes. High like a satellite, we can get a scrapping right there with the team, we can run up the fade. Sold out a young lame, I said one day flex with the team, they love what I say. And when I'm showing up, knowing that's cold, this is guaranteed, I'ma go fuck up the game. Kage, running from the bottom to the top place, young little legend from the village, hit it my way. Now they tryna copy like a catch doing cosplay, putting into work, got me feeling like Yahweh. Y'all waiting for the Messiah with the God play, y'all better stop, y'all better watch. Came through flooded, come my drip, Kage,
Thank you, George, man. Man, I'm horrible. There's a lot of people I have not texted Father's Day. I'm the worst. Not the worst. Yo, for the people that's in here, let me tell you how out of time I truly am. I'm so energetically charged to, let's just say, what we call the source, that I have to like touch down into to Earth, to the 3D world, and like realize like it's 3 in the morning, and this is not when people text. You know what I'm saying? Like I do it later. You know, the 3 in the morning text message ain't usually a good one. It's either 4 or so there's no reason I wait. But thank you. How to grow a beard out like mine. The answer that's coming to my head is meditate. I know that sounds weird, but I'm not lying. See your beard. Envision your beard. Envision what you want to look like. Not how you're going to do it. Don't overcomplicate it. See the end result now. Know that that person is real. And then the universe does the rest. Like, see your vision. I've seen me. And I am not finished evolving, growing, changing, and whatever else is working. All right, and I'm 41. Thank you, Black Canvas. Feel good vibes. You're safe here. Hey, you're safe here, I promise. Are you saying you're from New Orleans? Hey, Blue Rena. Thank you, love. Hey, Cats. Good morning, Marie. Appreciate the follow, Trent, 22 times. Yep, so I'm not lying. I know. I can't believe I'm about to say this out. I know what you think you see. This is why people say you don't see me. Like you see me, but that's just one vision. There's people who see me right now and have not met me. Those are the people who see me. That's how you can tell. You know what I'm saying? Right? There's people who can see me right now and have never met me. When they see me, they'll, right? And there's some people who can only do that, but you have to see yourself. And if you're not confident to say, oh, this is what I'm going to look like, and then after a while your son sees it, your friend sees it, and everybody's just like, that motherfucker said he was going to do that shit, and he damn sure did. Thank you. What's up? Good. What's good, Vision? Thank you, Blood. Yeah, pretty eyes. Thank you, Cats. I appreciate that. I promise your eyes are pretty too. What's up, Misty? Good morning, Makeup. Thank you for the love. What's up, Krusty? What's up, Chunky? 2:20 a.m. My last in trouble sleeping. I see you. Nah, sweetheart, you ain't trouble sleeping. Nah, you're not understanding. Switch your view. It's not a trouble sleeping, all right? You're having a challenge being awake. Your body's trying to tell you. You don't have trouble sleeping. Your body's trying to talk to you. Are you gonna listen? Or are you just gonna sit there and lay and fight? Think about it. Every single time you say that I'm having a hard time going to sleep, how hard is it that your current reality is so bad? I'm just gonna force this myself to sleep. I hate my reality so bad, I'm just gonna sleep. Now, just sleep. And your body's like, nope, we got shit to do. All right? So if you're awake, then you tell the gods, spirit, thank you for having me awake. There's a lot of people who wish they could have troubles falling asleep. So let me go ahead and switch my view and see that I'm not having trouble falling asleep. I'm going to pay attention to my awareness that I am what I think is awake. What's up, Mega? Thank you. Happy, yes, I am. Too hard, don't stand too close. Hello, man. We is vibing, talk about love, talk about how you never fought your sleep. Every time you say you were having difficulty sleeping, switch your perspective around and realize that you weren't being grateful for your awareness of being awake. Up this way. Where there are some people who will not wake up tomorrow, and that's a fact. But it's not a sad one, it's just a fact. If I die today, I die happy. Hey. Thank you, Blarina. How do you measure happiness? Let's just play a game. Let's say everything around me, I can either be happy with what I have or be mad and angry. And like play the game in the sense like I don't want to be happy with my cell phone. So I take it in, right? Make sure you make a choice, right? And so get every object you can see and say, do I want to be happy or unhappy with this? And just have fun. And then you get to the point like, I want to be happy with my phone. Your brain's gonna say, all right, let's do happy shit. I want to be happy with my speaker. Let's do happy shit. I want to be happy with my friends. Let's do happy shit. I want to be happy with my dog. Let's do happy shit. I want to be happy with my husband, my wife, my children. How do I measure happiness? By whatever my eyes can see. I am an extremely wealthy man. All that you see, whether it's dark or light, it's all for you. How do I measure happiness? Man, I could probably talk until I die. That's how much happiness I have inside of me. And man, I plan on being very old. Make sense? Trip too hard to stand too close. Man, snap. Would you date a trans woman? When I date a trans woman, Date. Yes. Be intimate with one? No. But I actually had this conversation before. We never hung out, but it was just like, most guys tell me this and that and that. I'm just like, I get it. Shit I've been through, I didn't think anybody was gonna accept me. And because of what I went through, I'm like, man, I accept everybody. And it took me a minute to see that my acceptance with people who enjoy being loved with lovers with men and lovers of the opposite sex, regardless of the gender, and despite the what we call complexities or the views to their sexuality, I never was a person to feel like I had to put a judgment on it. And so I adopted the view that society told me, oh, you said gay, oh, you said homo, right? Things of that nature. And so outside of my personal experience, I only responded the way that everybody else responded. And so, to say date, yeah, I'll date you. Do I want to go on a date? I don't. Did that make sense? I appreciate it. Thank you, Blarina. Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. You should always be happy and think of negative about something positive. Thank you, Cash Out. Thank you, Misty. Are there any hard Are there any hard conversations you've been avoiding with yourself? Why has it been delayed? Check this shit out, y'all. A. Williams said, "Are there any hard conversations you've been avoiding with yourself? Why has it been delayed?" What you just heard me was the hard conversation. What you just heard me speak about was the hard conversation. Right? And so the behind the scenes was this. If I found out somebody was gay or however they were viewed, and then somebody told me, they would do it in a way it'd be like, "Hey Kyle, did you know Williams was gay?" And so the true nature for Kyle is, I don't give a shit. And that took a while for that to expose. But what I was taught was to be, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. And so instead of being true to me and having the ridicule of being considered to be gay or and there was also incest. Incest has been in my life as well because of the uncomfortableness and the rough childhood I went through from when I was in foster care. And so by realizing me accepting myself allowed me to see the deeper levels. And so, it's true. If you are afraid of being you, then you'll let things stop you from discovering who you truly are. And so I told a friend, it's like, I just learned out that I'm not gay. I literally put out into the world, to the universe, that all this was to prove to people that I'm a man. And the concept that was driven from my head was not because of being with other men. It's because of the uncomfortable portion. What the truth is, when you are in that type of environment in foster care and you're with your brothers and sisters, right? And so you use your uncomfortable imagination. And so I explained it to my best friend. I was like, you didn't understand it. In my head, you're my sister. There's no way in the world I could touch you, because in my world, where I came from, that's the world I lived. And so when people say you can't have a male friend that's attractive, or you can't have a female friend that's attractive, nah, my name's Kyle Wills and I can prove it to you, right? And the fact that you asked that question, I asked the universe, like, I'm ready to show what was fearful. Like, if you see a person back and talking, like, it's that discomfort, but the leaning in is the courage to say, like, the reason being of everything exposing itself was to say that you are creating what you wanted. You created your own challenges. You created it so that you knew that when you got through that challenge, you could be like, oh, I'm not what people tell me. I am only what I think. The challenge is, do I believe what other people say about me, good or bad? And if you can't see what's good for you, only you can tell you what's good for you. If you can't see what's good for you, you allow people to manipulate you. Boy, I could cry right now. Play you, use you, abuse you. You feel like you got to explain yourself for everything because you want to be happy. And so for me, because of that abuse, the behind the scenes was that I wasn't taught to say no, right? For me, I was taught, shh, don't say nothing, things of that nature. So I went through a lot. I went through a huge ordeal, and I was attracting this energy into my life, not understanding how I was doing it. When you keep attracting the same type of woman, the same type of man, same type of relationship, like, pay attention to it. It's not a bad thing. The universe is trying to say, this is what you asked for. You want this type of love right here? You want this type of love? Well, you got to go through this. Not the negative. That's not what I'm saying. It's that you're saying that this type of love, and you want the world to know that this love is attainable no matter what the fuck you go through. That's why you're doing what you're currently doing. But you can only get it if you truly believe in it. And so it's kind of like once you get it, then you'll be able to spit it. Does that make sense? But yeah. And so, it got to the point of I understood why I developed poly in my head, because I don't believe that a woman, right? This is true. In my head, I was taught that a woman was going to leave me, walk out on me, things of that nature, do all this unkind stuff. And so I came up with a way where I was just like, get more, right? As opposed to, this is my diversion of, like, I don't want to be considered a whore. I don't want to be considered, but I legitimately saw it as a way to increase people's quality of life. Not, how people see it when they hear polyamorous, like, oh, you just want 2 men or 2 women, or no. And so when I accepted what I thought was scary, and to truly be able to say I can stand in my own truth, regardless if you like it or not, then the gifts behind that is full acceptance of yourself. This all got triggered because my memory threw in a story about a guy I was in the Marine Corps with. And my challenge is to look at everything with love. And so, I was touched on by other men and other women, and I had my, right, all that bad stuff. But I blocked out incest. I told a story in my book, but I didn't really get into the nitty gritty. And I remember him telling me how much he loved this woman and how enduring. And I was in the Marine Corps, we were sitting down, we were eating lunch. And then all of a sudden he was just like, yeah, me and my sister. Oh, he's like, yeah, no, he said, yeah, our dads, doesn't agree with it. And I was just like, yeah, dads can be like that sometimes. And it's like, they're like something about neither one of our dads agree with, or he said it in a way where it had me double question. Did you mean like you and her share the same dad, right? And because my brain remembered that, it triggered in foster care, right? Like that detail, right? That was happening to my brothers and sisters. So I was forced to hurt people that I really cared about. And so my spiritual journey began in Korea, but I broke through when I dated a young lady and I tried to hurt her on purpose. That's the truth. As opposed to walking to her and telling her how much I loved her and how much I wanted to be with her, I tried to make her something less, right? And boom, just right now, y'all are seeing me connect two dots. And so that started the uncovering of, and this spiritual journey has been going on now. About 3 years, and it's been nuts. And because of that, the incest, and knowing that, why did I cover it up? I told an ex when I don't want to expose nobody right now. Give me a second. All right, because I care about people deeply. I care about them. I want them to feel protected. And so my depth is their safety. And I told her, and, as a man, you're not taught, right, to be vulnerable with women. And I don't think there's a man who can say, yeah, they have. And so, right, I'm a strong, intuitive man. So intuitively, I felt comfortable. She was, well, never mind. And so her response was laughter. And she asked me to get help. And a bunch of other stuff. Right? No, I'll tell you that. She felt like I was going to hurt my children and touch my children. Often asked me, questions, right? And so it just tore at my manhood. And I'm just realizing it right now. And it wasn't her fault. She was only doing what she was taught. Like, she was taught that if a man does this, if a man goes through this, if a man says these things, then this is how you treat him. This is how you look at him. This is how you view him. And me trying to be vulnerable, that woman didn't do something per se, a bad thing. She was only doing what she knew. If she knew differently, she would have treated me differently. No different than I. And I'm just realizing right now that, I've tried before to say that these things had happened. I'm cognitive now because it's TikTok, and I'm very mindful of who I was watching. And although there's things that I see, it's still my mouth, right? So I'll find a way to give the full story. Oh, the universe has been telling me to make a YouTube, so I'll put this on YouTube. I'll give the full story on YouTube. In fact, there is a full story on YouTube right now. Sure is. Go to YouTube, and it's like, I'll find it. If you want it, let me know. If you want it, the whole story it's like 12 minutes long. And it's bumbled through and everything because it's very uncomfortable. But that was probably about a year ago, maybe about 8 months ago. And I remember going to her, and I remember, like I said, she wanted me to get help, and I didn't want to tell nobody else. And I'm just laughing at it now because the person who, for lack of better words, awoken it. It wasn't because it was them. It was because I was trying to hurt them. When you try to hurt people in any way, shape, form, or fashion, it will do its job. And so now, right, there's these beautiful gifts. I have all these cool things I can do, like think like a normal person and make decisions and enjoy life and like have fun fucking up and have fun seeing a pretty girl and being nervous, right? And not feel like that something's wrong with me because I envision passion and pleasure with her. And, the old childhood I came from is, nah, man, you be treating these women like this, you be treating these women like that, da, 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 da. And I was doing something right, but the environment I was doing it in was wrong, right? And so, right, when you accept it, like when you are like you, all right, thank y'all, right? I'm a back, but that's what happened. So the fact that you said that, right, and the fact that I just said it like I've been saying it for years. Nope. Let me be honest. I just had that breakthrough probably three days ago, and as soon as I did that, I started doing all types of weird shit, like being a normal person. I keep forgetting that if those comments don't load. Thank y'all for listening though. But yeah, and I hope everybody can get to that, right? Like everybody can get to that level right now. Right now doesn't mean like, well, we can try. No. Because when you do it, you're gonna be like, shit, I can get to it right now. And then when you see another person who's trying to go through the process, then you're gonna be like, no, whenever you want it. And so as soon as they say they want it, and then they get it, when they get it, they're going to realize, oh, when I said I wanted, I saw that I was uncovering. I saw the process. That's when I led to this. It led to this text message to call this person. I looked at this video. This led to this dream. This dream led to, right? You just be in this motherfucker like, you could go through the it's all fake to everything's real to it's all one to holy shit, I'm gangster as a motherfucker. You going to go through some stages, boys. You could be like, I don't want it no more. Then you could be like, yeah, I got this shit on lock. All right, so it's pretty interesting. I'm drained through continuous arguments. Do you know how to keep my composure and gets better? This is beautiful watching you doing your work. Yeah, Mega. For those who are on here, for every battle, hear me now, you accomplish by yourself. Let's just look at it like this. For every legitimate, like, you do, like, solely by yourself, like, no one's help, that brings you so much closer to love than you would ever fucking imagine. And so it's like, okay, I can heal myself. Imagine if I could heal myself, right, from a gunshot wound. You would think I was pretty powerful, right? Like, I'm like, bam, I'm good. Like, that's it. Like, that's it, straight, right? But for something of such crazy trauma, like I had to go to the hospital, got to go to the doctor, you got to have a team, you got to do all the systems and all this other stuff, right? But if I did that right now, you saw me get shot and I just like, I'm good. And you'd be like, yeah, bruh, you built different. Well, psychologically, you can do the same. Does that make sense? Right? You can put yourself in the mental state of, Eye of the Tiger just went off in my head like dun, 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 dun. And for every time, like you've gone to the gym by yourself without your gym partner, if you're a gym person, or you've done anything, you get like such a deep understanding. I hope this makes sense. Like imagine, all right, put it like this: you bench pressing, right, and your coach behind you, right, and so you're struggling, and your coach hit it up. You're like, oh man, hey, that was good. But imagine lifting that motherfucker by yourself. Do you not get off the bench like, whoo? When you lift that weight by yourself and you know this is your personal record and you know you in there beasting and it's not a game, and then you got people looking at you like they over there doing their stuff and they look at you like, he really let that motherfucker. That's what you do to your mind. So if you're in a time right now that's so like, don't give up. It's just that much closer onto the love you're speaking of. But if you got people you can rely upon, like legitimate, like real family and friends, like a good friend, like hit up, call, man, some people, right? Hit up and call and know, right? Not that they will be available, but that when they make themselves available, the time you spend with them is positive and it's enduring and they're helpful and they can, guide you through those dark moments. And you want to be as such as a person yourself, service to others. But do not feel like that you cannot make it out. That thing I just told you, right? All that by myself. It was scary, man. Like I was crying and shit. Yeah, like it was snot and it was clearing out. I feel like mute. Yeah, it was nuts. Right? It was, and it started a cycle. Like that person started a cycle, and so it was always like this behind my head. Like I had to have this proving thing. Like I'm a good man. Like remember, I was taught that if you stuck it out with a woman who was, for lack of better words, toxic, the longer you stuck it out, the more real she knew you was. Does that make sense? Like for those who've ever seen it, you know what I'm saying? Like in the world I grew up in, if a woman was to put a man through something and that man stayed to that woman, that man was real. I can't do that no more. And so that became a pattern. And I was just like, all because I was afraid of the voices of others and how people would see me. Like loving people is a bad thing. Like you love her? Like you for real love her? Like you for real love her? Ah, you weak. You're a simp. You're gay because you really love. Yeah, that's what I went through. Kyle, you like such and such? Ah, you do. Ah, you weak, bro. You weak. That's fucking crazy. Do you think it's okay to be unsatisfied or disappointed with yourself? Miraculous Munchie, right now you're a 5-year-old child and you've never done anything wrong in your life because the way you perceive the world is simply based off of intuition. The things that you now know from this point on of 5 to this very second is the things that someone told you to be aware of. My favorite idea to use is that you're now eating dog food and you've never had dog food a day in your life, but you see the dog eating it and you don't know not to eat this. And so as you go for the dog food, you put it in your mouth, you start chewing it. Your mom comes over there and says, no, don't do that. That's bad. And so life goes on. The next day you go for the dog food and then your brain says no, because you remember the pain that you received yesterday from the senses of your mother screaming and the pain that felt across your back or your head when she hit you. And so from that point on, every time you see dog food, subconsciously you hear no. There's not a person in this world who looks at any fucking thing and says no. We say yes to everything. But we have the voices in our head that make us doubt shit. If you're a 5-year-old kid and I wanted to do this, that's what the fuck I wanted to do. But whether you judge me or not, that's totally up to you. And so if you're that 5-year-old kid and you're starting to realize that I am you and you are me, the reason why you're not doing what you currently are wanting to do right now is because somehow somebody has gotten you to believe that you can't do what you want to do. And you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. The dope part is when you really believe what it is you want to do, you'll find people. People show up. Like y'all attract each other. Like it's, I don't know. I can explain it. That vibration. When you see that you've never been dissatisfied or unsatisfied, not a day in your life. You're at a stage in your life where you don't know if what you're experiencing is something that you truly want to experience, or are you following the rules and ideas of other people, mom, dad, brother, cousin, nieces, nephews, sister, cousins, uncles, job, the list goes on. I've learned a lot of people don't even know what they like, let alone want. So make a list of the things you like. Ask yourself, how often are you really doing those things? And you'll see that change in you, right? To answer your question, to be fair, fine. You can be dissatisfied as long as you choose to do it with full intentions, have no emotions sit upon you without reasons of existing with full intentions. Like thinking of somebody. When you think of somebody, if you're not loving that person and you're thinking about them, like you're thinking about somebody, you're like, I'm going to be mean when I think about this person. Then I'm going to allow this person to get my heart rate up. Like, you're choosing to do that. And so that dissatisfied is that you're doing something with an outcome that you had an expectation for. And if you remove that expectation and learn and enjoy the process of whatever it is you're trying to do, no matter the expectation or no matter the outcome, you'll have a greater value of understanding. Whether you say, oh, this is how the outcome is/was, this is now my next step because I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. As long as it doesn't hurt me or you, we in there like swimwear. Make sense? I didn't. What's up, Grace? What's up, Joseph? Damn, okay. Appreciate it, Desiree. That's what's up, y'all. Hey, Lovely. Hey, Miss Pizzle. I just be like, no, you're not good. We're gonna find out. Appreciate, right? I appreciate the love. But if you saw me heal it, you'd be like, this motherfucker's a magician. Thank you for your experience. Thank you. I appreciate that, Miss Pizzle. Man, I thought I was gonna make a video. You know, I said I was gonna say it live. That's crazy. I be trying to talk to these damn recordings. I just be like, but I like to, get my thoughts together. 60 seconds, I be trying to sound like Eminem. And then, I be like, wait, what did he say? Magic in itself. Glad you came out. Thank you. And sorry for me. Did you think it's okay to be upset? You're pure, beautiful, and loud. Thank you, Mega. And before I go to bed, thank you for answering my questions and giving me some advice. Not a problem, Casino. I'm glad I could help. You're explaining the law of attraction. We're all magnets. Yes, we are, Ankle. We are. 100%. Every person in here right now, no matter how many people in here, I am in your timeline of life. You've met me in some point in time where I've met you. And I'm talking about in the sense of I am you and you're me. So that portion that you look at and you're like, oh, I like his eyes, that's you. I like his nose, that's you. I like the way he sounds, that's you. I like his beard, that's you. I like his skin complexion, that's you. I like his mindset, that's you. I like the way he acts, that's you. Whatever the fuck you like in anybody that you come across in life, that's you. Connect to that and then tell your brain, how do you treat yourself? Think about it. And so if you're treating yourself as a person of negativity, when you see something that you like, how are you going to treat it? The same way you treat yourself. When you treat something unkind, flip it around. Imagine if it was kind. Now turn your past around, or turn your life, or look into your past. All those unkind actions from those people you thought was being unkind, you flip it around. Some of the greatest love you've ever fucking had. But if you don't know how to navigate your own heart, then the people in your past and yourself will continuously go through that pattern. Here's some cool shit. If you got one person who's strong enough to, for lack of better words, be loving, it will change the view on how everybody else sees things. And they'll be like, dang, God, my time with you wasn't bad. I did enjoy it. I just felt like this because I felt insecure to A, B, C, and D. Now that I know that I am this way, and I feel that you are this type of person or this type of woman or this type of man, I can feel more confident in loving another and trying again. That's the strength and the purity, right? It could be something as simple as like you're in Walmart and you don't have a child and you're single and you see a child and you can look at the child like, oh my gosh, I just want a baby. You'll blink and you're later like, what's up, girl? Yeah, me and my husband. Husband? The fuck? Where'd you get a husband? I thought you were single. And it'll be just like that. That's the power of love. That's the power of anything that's truly loving. Whether it's this, another person, an animal. Sorry to breathe, right? Right? Anything. I hope that makes sense. You found me again? I'm telling y'all, man, that attraction, that sense of love is not a game, bro. Like, man, when it clicks, that's all I can tell you. Like, when it clicks, everybody that I've ever touched, I smile now because I know why I love the way I love. Because of them. I know who I am. I know what's happening to me. I know what's unfolding in front of my eyes. I understand things at a level that's like, wow. And so I had this understanding, like the people who have been in my life and are not and apply resistance to me will be like, he's fake and that's not this and that. But then you have, of course, other people, right? And so the trick is, if you will, is that once they feel the love that you have for them, they'll realize that that was a great time in their lives. And that releases energy inside of them. And so that, oh, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, she was cool. I liked her. They were like, you did way more than like her. But I was always the guy who was trying to be like extra, not the guy like, nah, it's just whatever. And you really liked the girl. So I was like backwards. And so when, the guys, usually guys, or the girl or whoever just relaxes, just like, and then that acceptance, and it's just like, well, why didn't? And then all that starts happening, and then the next, right? And then before you know it, regardless of where you're at in their lives, the next step is always going to be love. And you just support them, whether you're with them or without them. Yeah, attraction. I just realized why animals are spirit animals. I'll get to that in a second. Shit. Yeah, it's real. Love is real, man. Like, if you love somebody and they're not in your life right now and you believe in love, take a deep breath. They all right. Like, for real, they all right. If your love is real. If your love ain't real, then, right? But that's never the case. The reason why they're with whoever, if you're in that category, the reason why your next is on his way is because of your ex. Like, you got to appreciate the whole process. If not, when whoever gets into your life, you'll fuck that up. Then you'll not be happy for yourself right now. And you should be happy single or, right? Like, it's all like connected. Am I a pirate? Yeah, I'm a pirate. Appreciate the follow, Michelle. That's James, man. But yeah, man, life has been pretty dope. Thank you, Grace. Feels good, y'all. Like a little bit embarrassed and feel good, like. I'm sorry, Cynthia. Are you with anybody? Well, I get pregnant soon. Are you asking me, Lisa? And who's Elizabeth? Appreciate it, Key. A bushwhacker. Man, I ain't heard that word in a long time. Why do guys run away? Ooh, we getting into the nitty gritty. Y'all want me to talk. Why do guys run away? Somebody can time this, see how fast I can spit this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Eva, today you and I meet. I've never met you. Most people think that their love is so rare, it's so real, it's so strong that it can stand the test of time. But somehow we get to this level that if I don't respond the way you think I'm supposed to respond, then I get less of your love. I lack your love. But you forget the women in my life taught me how to run for love, not from love. And so you're thinking that he's running. You're thinking that he's doing something bad and negative, but he's actually loving you batshit crazy. I realize that everybody's loving everybody batshit crazy, but we're taught on how to respond to people. We're not taught on how to process our emotions when our first love leaves or when somebody does cheat on us. We don't know that we can say, hey, it really hurt that you said that. And we don't know that we can say, I'm afraid to be in a relationship with you because the last relationships that I went in, I really put my heart in it, right? I put money in it, put time into it. Kyle, everything all right? All right, Eva, so you're right, you're my girl today, and in your head, you're like, Kyle, my love is so real. You'll never be without pain. I'll never miss a day loving you. I'll love you so deeply that we'll appreciate those women in your past together. That's how good my love is. All right, I'm like, all right, Eva, let's do it. And so what ends up happening is that you're feeling like that should happen, and it actually does. But when a person does an action, ask your brain, why is he or she responding to me that way? Because in that last relationship, when the woman said, I love you with all my heart and I'll never hurt you, and he got hurt, well, that's why he's in front of you. And so you're saying, I love you with all my heart, I'll never hurt you. He's only going to respond to what his body already knows. Maybe he went through it with the last one. Maybe he went through it with the last 20. Maybe he's been through it his entire life. Maybe you're the first person he's ever seen that is truly loving. And so if you are loving, then it's not a factor of leaving in where they're at. It's to say that I love myself so much that the pain and harm you think you can cause me is not allowable. But despite on how you see me, treat me, think of me, do without me, where you're at, alive or dead, next or X, I'm gonna love you so motherfucking crazy that if you saw me in public and you're with your significant other, he would know, undoubtedly by sight alone, I fucking love the shit out of you. That's how loving you're supposed to be. If your love is that strong, I don't know. I can only claim my love. And you can say, Kyle, your love is not that strong. I say, all right, you're right. You see what I'm saying? He's not running. He's only responding to what he's experienced in the past. And he's never experienced anything like that. So he doesn't know what to do. And so it's going to be a struggle, because consistency is the key to authenticity. And most people tap out. And so they don't see loving from beginning to end, even in the breakup, even through the nights of screaming and the awkward silence and the haha and the fakes this and the fakes that. They don't see the love until they get to the next relationship. And then when they see the fake this and fake that, and the guy is snapping and doing this and treating them like that, now the ex comes back into their head. It used to upset me, but now I get it. Our love is a guide for every single person we love today. It's a guide for the people they meet tomorrow. It's always about them. It's never about you. And in order for you to master that, or to understand that, you have to love all of you. So all of my words are going to be loving. All of my touches are going to be loving. All of my ideas are going to be loving. I piss loving. I shit loving. I walk loving. I listen lovingly. There's nothing that's not going to be loving. Regardless if you agree with that or not, I finally get it. I don't have to say shit. I can prove it. But the only way to prove it is to keep showing up. And so if I am in a relationship with you and the people in my past have left, the first time you leave, you automatically become just like them. Because in our heads, we see love just like you do. It will never hurt me. So the question is, why are you hurting them? Right? Why are you feeling like that they are running? They're not running. They don't know what to do with your love. So guide them. Don't tell them what to do. Show them. Show them what love looks like. You said it angers him, or angers them. Don't speak it. Right? You can really be love. A child does it with ease. I don't know what to do. Please help. Tell them how you feel and go from there, Sophie. Because you may not wake up tomorrow. You say you don't know what to do? My advice is to tell them how you feel. I didn't say let them sleep with you. I didn't say let them ruin your life. I said right now, tell them how you feel. You can literally say, I don't know what to do. I just text some stranger on TikTok and told him, I don't know what to do. That's how much I love you. Because of all the people in the world, that's not what you're talking about. Look who's on your mind right now. Your ex. Is it Michael Jordan on your mind right now? No? Okay. Is your mom on your mind? No? That person on your mind? You won't text them, huh? You're teaching your body on how to live and survive in a rejected form constantly. Trust me, master that motherfucker. But seriously, stop feeling like that you don't know how to love yourself. Y'all know what the fuck you want. You just don't believe it because you feel like you can't get it from the shit you went through. You can have the love you want. It's right there in front of you. But if you don't start yourself and feel like you are worthy of that love, how will you expect anybody else to do the same? Me and my husband's been trying to have a baby. Will I get pregnant soon? Lisa, that's really up to you. And I know you're looking for like, yes, you will, but I'll tell you like this. Lisa, set up Lisa, I am excited to talk to you. Please hit me up on DM. All right, right? If you're serious. But I don't just give you like, you're going to have it. Nah, like I'm going to break that shit down, right? If I was legit talking to you, because so many people now don't want to, if I was legit talking to you, I would see where your life is at. I would see what environment you're in. I would see what senses you're picking up every day. I would see the type of relationship you're in. I would see how you're treating yourself. I would see if you're in environments where your child can reside inside that empty womb with safety. If the things that you're hearing sounds good and loving. If the things that you're eating, if the things that you're seeing, if the things that you're feeling, the things that you're experiencing, the people around you is loving. And yes, you will be pregnant very soon. One of the reasons why I'm glad I stopped having sex so fucking foolishly. Because I got 5 kids and it ain't an accident. 4. But you see what I'm saying, right? And so it's the love. And when I realized who I was, then yeah. Right? And so I'll just put it out there like that. If you really want a child, if you don't have any other things. Now, if you have other things, then I can speak to you about that, but each situation is different. Does that make sense? Wow, I've never done that before, but I can do it apparently. There you have it. And never not love deeply, Miss Pezzle. Because the level of love that you currently give, if you and I were a couple and we were no longer together as of today, the love that you've shown me is the love that my body would now search for eternity. If your love is the deepest level of love I've ever experienced, have we confidence to know that your body will search for that love forever? Or you go back to that person. It took me a long time to see. You gotta be careful who you share your energy with. Right? So, right? I hope that makes sense, right? I loved you for one day. And if it's the deepest or the most unique or whatever, and you're not true to yourself and we're not together or what have you, that'll chase you for the rest of your life. Not in a bad way. You can use to be guided. And so you can say that's what love looks like because I met some dude and, right? Go like that. Or you go to that person and you say, yeah, that stuff you got over there, I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you, Funny. Single for 7 years. That's okay. That's what I'm talking about. Wait, we celebrating? Yo, single for 7 years means for 7 years you've been building legit shit. Like, huh. Oh, I just realized whenever I'm single, and then I get in a relationship. I don't get in relationships to build. I do. That's the intentions now, right? That's what I said for manifestation is to build. But I wasn't getting into relationships for building. So whenever you're single, it's actually your time to grind. And then if you find somebody that you can do it with, then right, hopefully they don't stop your shine. Damn, did I just turn into a fucking poet? The fuck? I should show him real love in the truest form I knew. Never really told him how much with words. Good, Eva. If you have a way to talk to him, talk to him. And you're not promised to wake up tomorrow. To clarify, I should tell him. I 100% believe you should tell him. I feel like I can't love myself as I feel like I can't love myself as I feel so sunken. Oh, does that make sense? Yes, it does. I feel like I can't love myself as I feel so sunken. That makes sense. You're in the center of the ocean. You're on a voyage, getting ready to go on a trip across the world. And for whatever reason, you sprung a leak. and you're nowhere near land, and you can't swim, what do? A person who accepts death will enjoy their moments. They will fill them with the thoughts of all their friends and family members. They would prepare for trying to be living and not accept death in the sense of like kicking and screaming, like you can't swim, and understanding that you're out in the middle of nowhere. And for whatever reason, this is going to happen. This is going down. You're going to die. This is coming from being hurt as a child, being, in a repetitive fashion. Right before you realize that this is the end, when you bring yourself to your awareness and you look around, you start to see that if you were ever going to be loving to anything, you turn into Wilson from Castaway, right? Or Tom Hanks, and you start loving every fucking thing around you. You'll love the water. You'll love the boat as it sinks. You'll start looking at the critters and maybe the sharks, and you'll be like, I want you to eat me. This would look like you ain't had nobody in about 2 years. You'll get so creative, right? Like you'll sit there and be like, I mean, you can share. Like, man, I can't do nothing. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm gonna be a little tough though. When you have that type of look, you can be sunken anywhere. And just like that, somehow the fucking sharks will float you to the fucking shore, or belly of the beast, Jonah the whale. Or you get creative, or you get an idea, or you somehow see it playing, or something happens. But you only get that level of creativity when you accept that where you're at is not sunken. You're in the perfect position to come up with the world's greatest idea. And the reason why you're there is because the things that you had before this moment wasn't treated the way you needed to treat it. So if something is gone, it's gone because of what you're trying to manifest. And the position you're in is to let you know that this is how your alignment begins. Your alignment begins every single time you feel you're not in alignment. Once you feel like you're in alignment, then you just kind of enjoy life. And you'll know it. Buddha knew it. Jesus knew it. You know it. Your darkest nights becomes your greatest triumphs. Then you be the guy who survived the sunken ship. And your memories are no longer sunken. They're gemstones. So when people say, how are you so strong? You tell them, survived a lot of sunken nights. And you keep that pattern. And you keep going. I think it's because I'm aware of what's happening in the world, and I can't stop people making mistakes. 2 years single for me now. I lost my husband too. Right? So you see how you're making mistakes. You see how you're identifying a problem. If you see a problem, the solution is the same thing. If you see a shadow, it's a person standing. If you see somebody's shadow, that's because you see a person. The shadow is the darkness. If you see what you feel is a mistake, then look, change your perspective, and ask yourself, then where is the real picture? Don't look at just the shadow, what you call bad, dark, a mistake. Look at the bigger picture so you can say, oh, I see what's happening. I understand what I'm seeing now. There are no mistakes. I have too much love. I have so much love to give, but can't give. On the contrary, R. Sergeant, I have so much love to give that whatever energy you give me, I will give you more. I put my heart on it. I have so much love to give. It feels good to say that it doesn't matter the level of energy you can offer me. I will give you more. because my commitment is to choose to love you regardless of what you do. My intelligence allows me the creativity to be able to love you so that I don't hurt myself or you, whether it's a distance, a passing memory like someone who's passed, or somebody who's right in the other room, or my dog who's behind me. You can have that love, but know that that energy is only affected by others if you allow it. And so now that I can control my energy, ain't shit you can tell me. Does that make sense? So they can give you energy. They can give you no energy. They can be alive. They can not be alive. You still choose to love them. I've learned without someone, God comes stronger into my life. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Thank you, Candace. What's up? It's all a journey to train all the time. There's so much evil in the world. If there's so much evil in the world, there's so much love in the world. If you had to take a test and you said that there was nothing, you said there was more evil than love, then when would you start being loving? Tomorrow? After you answer that question? Maybe a week from now? If there's so much evil in the world, then when do you start being loving? Shout out to Michael Jackson. Right? Man in the mirror. Your words are making so much sense to me. I was always having towering moments. Good, I'm glad if it's helping y'all. I'm just kind of in the zone right now. But yeah, right? Come on, keep fire. I'll answer questions. All right, we'll go to 5. I'm chill with my little man. I feel like the evil is taking over and not enough people are aware of what's going on. It's never the numbers of how many people can love someone, or how many people. It's never a number. The understanding of we are all one is not just cliche. No, we legit are one. Your pain that you're feeling also is the pain that I feel now. Right? So it feels like evil is taking over and not enough people are aware of what's going on. So I'm sitting here and I say that to myself. I said, well, what can I do? I can only control me. I can't control nobody else. I could be mad at you for using the bathroom the wrong way because you did it like this, or for eating. You can pick the reason. But you can only control you. And so the most loving thing you can do is to understand that a loving action sends loving vibration. You are more loving yourself when you try to be loving. That attracts loving people. Now you have a loving relationship. Now you have loving kids. Now you're attracting loving friends. Now you have a loving whatever it is you're doing. But you have to see that proof. No different than you can speak that there's evil in this world. Understand that if the shadow exists, the full spectrum is the person. And so why are you seeing the shadow? Because you are the sun. You are seeing something where you're like, I see your shadow, Kyle. Kyle, see your shadow. I'm like, I see it too. You don't have to yell at me. The only reason why you can see my shadow is because you're shining on me. You're a light. And so you're identifying my problems, right? And I'm not saying that you're identifying my problem, but try to look at it where I'm identifying Kyle as a fill in the blank. Kyle acts like a fill in the blank. Kyle is more of a fill in the blank. And regardless, Kyle is still attached. And so, does that mean I get treated like shit? Does that mean I get ran over, hurt, shot? No. Everybody that I've ever come across has had a portion of what they call their shadow, where they feel indifferent to how they see life. And so if you yourself are saying, this is evil, this is a mistake, this is anything in any way, shape, form, or fashion, that's the shadow to something of a bigger picture. And so you can judge me by my shadow. You can judge me by my past. That's what it means. You can judge me by my current. Oh, he's such, and I wake up and like, he ain't cute. I don't like. You can judge me by character. You can do whatever. There is no wrong answer. How you want to love me, totally up to you. How you love me or not love me is the portion that you see you inside of me. So if you see that, understand that you're the solution. You don't need a lot of people to be aware. You need one person to make a statement inside their mind that's strong enough to resonate and change the world. Just one. Whether you're the person to inspire and excite that person, or you meet that person and they inspire you. But you don't need a lot of people. Just need one. Because we are all connected. Yes? It's like positive words. Make a plant go, also make a person grow. Oh, yes, good, yes. Trying to protect people, but they're so easily fooled. Remember, you have to protect yourself first. The people around you will see how to protect themselves. You want them to be able to do what you're trying to do to them, but the best way to do it to them is that in the absence of you, they're able to protect themselves. Like worst case scenario, you're no longer around. So how do they get to learn that? Don't do it to them, right? Do it to yourself. So at least they can see on the worst case scenario, man, I'm glad she showed me how to protect myself. Oh, is that she was trying to do? She was trying to love me. Fuck. Oh, she's gone now. She's in a relate, right? That type of stuff. So don't not protect them. Just start with yourself and show them better than you can tell them. I'm late and never seen a live or video. You're not late. What's going on, Finding Mimi? How do we block the negative energy? No more blocking. Don't think in terms of resistance. Think of terms of like air, right? Everything flows. You don't want to block energy, right? So if I'm blocking, I'm fighting, right? If I'm loving, there's no blocking. I can sit here and look at the devil and be like, what's up? What's up, devil? You mad? I'm going to kill you, probably will. I'm going to fight back though, right? And so you don't have to block. If you're blocking, then your mind is fighting. You see what I'm saying? But if you are letting it flow, right, that's what love does. And so that negative energy, right? Can you imagine you're God, right? And you're trying to curse God. You think God is over there. Bayow! Can't say that word to me. Bayow! No, he's looking at you like, I know. You're upset. He wants you to feel your emotions. He's not going to be like, you're a bad person for... Nah, do not block negative energy. Learn how to transmute it. I feel like that was guided. Yeah. Learn how to transmute negative energy. If you learn how to transmute negative energy, people will get closer to you and they will never understand why. Because it'll look like this. Let's just say there's somebody that's negative in my life and we no longer, right? They go on to another relationship. That thing that they were doing that we consider negative energy, that person's like, I'll punch you, I'll do this, I'll do that. But well, Kyle, Kyle wasn't allowing nothing. Kyle was not allowing it to affect him the way you expected him to. And so now you feel closer because I accepted you on a behavior that you felt like was unacceptable. But I loved you regardless if you had shadows or no shadows, tall or short, little or skinny, stretch marks, no stretch marks, kids, no kids. The list goes on, right? And so do not block negative energy, right? But if you're looking for it and you feel like that your mind is not strong enough and you don't know how to transcend as far as negative energy, blocking negative energy, raise your vibration to enhance the distance from negative energy. And so you could be like in a good mood, your mom and dad fighting, but you're not consciously aware. And so that's blocking negative energy because the sound itself. And so whatever sense that picks up negative energy, whether it's emotions, what are you doing? Smell, what are you doing? Taste, what are you doing? Sight, what are you doing? Sound, what are you doing? So on and so forth. But understand that you don't have to block negative energy. Does that make sense? Katie Mills, love and freedom is winning. Good, Ram, good. Hey, Intuitive, did I hit you back? Yes. Hey, what's going on? Thank you, Hannah. No judgment about evil, just shine the light from within people. Yep. Yeah, it was, Mega. I want to release it to the light, not block it. There you go. I love it. Silence has volume, move in silence. Yes, tell me a story to fall asleep on. Oh, shit. Once there was a kid who believed in love, and he said he wanted to create a company, and he wanted to change the world, and he wanted to do it in the most loving way. He wanted to do it that was so loving that in order for you to actually understand and believe it, that you would have to see it yourself. It wouldn't just be word of mouth. It would be bigger than the glitz and glam. It would be something solid, not like a religion or a musician, or no, like something that's worthwhile for people to feel really loved, like really loved. Like kiss your wife on the way out the door, come back, and like she's wanting you to be home with open arms type love. Walk through the door and kids are like breaking down just to get to you type of love. Like that kid believes in his dream. And we're just in the middle of the story, right? I hope everybody has a dream that's just like, what? And they get it. You know what I'm saying? I got everything right now. I ain't got shit at the same time. Like, it's like I know everything and I know nothing. Hey, Divine, Grand Rising as well, Supreme Awakening. People will only be free if they want to be free. Katie, I'll give you a level of most people don't know they can be free. I say this to you now. I am one of those men. I had no idea that I could be free. I had to see it. I had to see it. And until I saw it, I would have just kept doing what I was doing and never felt like, right? Part of this, like, although you see the smiles and stuff, like I went through this path where I was like, man, I saw all the people I hurt, right? And not like even not recently, I had it to the point where I was just like, man, the good news is if you're really that person that was loving and you see your actions were, for lack of better words, ill, if you're a loving man or a loving woman now, those actions happen for a reason, no different than you are being the person that you are for a reason. Does that make sense? And so it's gonna all balance out. It's gonna all connect. When they see you again, they'll say, dang, Katie, I remember dating you. I remember being in a relationship and you were like, you've changed. And then you were like, I know you might think I changed. I actually am the same person. I just allow more of what it is that I enjoy. And so you're seeing more of that now. The other stuff still exists. I just don't do it as much as I used to. Probably, I can't tell you the last time I did it. But this portion that you see now, I do this like from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. And so the people who find that attraction, right? And you'll be happier because you want to be able to do what you feel is loving for you within the time frame that you're alive, whether it's 24 hours or 400 million years. And so now when you see that they see that in time when they get to the next relationship, be loving and tell them like, good luck. Like, I hope the next relationship like gets you there. Even if that means that person does something unkind, but they learn the lesson. And from that point on, because you were in their life, they were like, yo, remember such and such? I know I fucked up. I know. Like, now, you moved on, life goes on. That's just what it is. And you're like, I really realized like ABCD, and you were trying, and I'm sorry. Like, I've had these talks with people before. And the other side of it is that when you go to the next relationship, or that person goes to the next relationship, and they see that person do the same thing that they did to you, they also see the connection on what to do after that. The natural response is, let me call her back. Hey, what's up? Yeah. What? We broke up. When? That was 3 years ago. Just look at it like I was taking a trip. And if that don't work, then you learn from that lesson in connection to your new ex. Whether that's to take a break and realize, holy shit, boy, I'm doing all this shit myself. Or you get to the relationship and you see the growth, and that relationship can be loving. You can be whoever the person is loving. They'll say, hey, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. And they'll do it in a loving fashion. You will never feel like that you're a bad man or a bad woman because you're making mistakes just like every other motherfucker. But they have to see that example. And once they see it, whether you're around or not, they'll think about you. That's the love you want to be able to do. If you love me that much, you should want me to be happy if I'm not around you. I have 5 children, and I want them to be happy. It doesn't matter what brings them happiness, as long as it doesn't hurt them or others. And if I can show them and teach them something and be that example. And that's just that one perspective that could help them have a greater day. Let's do it. Be the example. Most people don't know they can be free. Thank you, Luscious Daisy. I believe it's someone, but God reveals the right time to see the truth popping up at the right time. Gratitude, yes. Will do, demon. You know when you leave the negativity behind. When you're not happy and it drags you down. Thank you, Turtle. You know when you leave the negativity behind, when you're not happy and it drags you down. You can be free, Mimi. Love to hear your thoughts on portals. Use it a mirror to speak to yourself. I got you, Divine. It's funny that you asked that question because I just had a breakthrough with that one. So you know how you look into the mirrors and you see the reflections, or you can see like the many different... Well, the mirror you originally see right now, I don't feel like... Pretend you're looking at a mirror. That world you see is just as real as the world that you're currently living right now. It's only going to reflect what it sees. Now, there's been tests and things where a person like bangs somebody's hand and where they think it's their hand and they move back, or they feel the pain. They call it ghost pains. There's all types of stuff. And so when it comes to mirrors and portals, as you will, every time you look into a mirror, in my perspective, that dimension is the center of all other dimensions you can potentially create. And so pretend you're just like this magical creator, and you're like, right now I'm looking at myself and I'm like, what do I want to do to my face? And let's just say I start drawing on the screen, right? And so in my eyes view, I see a crown on my head. I literally just drew a crown on my head. This is pretty dope right now, right? I literally just drew a crown on my head, and so I see a crown on my head, right? And I'm laughing, so I feel like laughing now, right? Right? And I've done this quite many times. And then one day I had this kind of thing where it's like, in my mind's eye, I could see all the different reflections of my face, and like the time where I had them, and I was kind of like looking at my eyes, just playing, because I enjoyed discovering myself. And in my mind, I saw one guy. In fact, it's funny that you asked this question, because this is how I discovered that I was doing what I was doing for polyamorous, incest, homosexuality, foster care, like this, because I did this. I started to look at through all the other portals and all the other mirrors and all the other reflections I saw was happy except for one. And this is happening in my mind. And I see just one, and it's just like rolling its eyes, like, I'm just like in my head, like, the fuck am I not being real about, And it started cracking. And I started just talking it out. Like, I'll talk to myself. Like, I legit will have a full-fledged conversation. I'm here to tell you, though, it's done more than save my life. And so by seeing that, I looked inside. If I myself can't see my vision of my body and my mind being happy through that dimension, no different than me looking at myself right now. My teeth might be a certain color, right? This is not if you agree with it or not. It's if I myself don't have the nerve to say that I feel indifferent, not lacking acceptance, that I see something and I can do something about this. I have that strength. When I realized that mirrors are essentially reflections of our brain, exact fucking replicas. Whether you can see your skull, your eyebrows, your hands, right? A phone is an exact replica. And if you don't like what you see in the mirror that you are looking at, then close your eyes and literally change the image. Get creative. And before anybody says, if you have a child, they do it all the time. You, at what point in time, was a child. And so, you used to do it as well. I'm here to tell you, I've been doing it my entire life. And when it comes to mirrors, and that, it's just like that, this thing. I taste mirrors. They taste delicious. I have a very intimate relationship with mirrors. I have an intimate relationship with everything, everyone. And when as you read your question, I'm just like, man, because of seeing mirrors and viewing it as a portal, I've unlocked all my dreams. Because if I cannot see it in that, that example I gave you, I see all the dimensions. If I can't see it in all my dimensions, if I can't see it in a reflection, if I can't look in the mirror and be like, nah, that's dope, I like that. Ooh, if I can't do that, right? Whether it's somebody that I find of interest, right? Somebody that an idea that I have. If I can't do that, then, right? And so when it comes to mirrors and using them as portals, I say 100%. And if you want to see your future, do that. Go look into the mirror. Don't be afraid of what it is you see. It's just a reflection of a world that could be. Could be. It's up to you. Thank you, makeup. I'm gonna let y'all know, like, when I talk, I smile, and so my lips hurt. When I stop talking, I'm like, wow, my lips hurt, because I'm smiling when I'm trying to talk, because I'm happy. What's that, finding Mimi? What do you think is confirmation? Hey, Susie. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hey, this is actually incomplete. Money. We're gonna get that money though. But yeah, but I actually ended up liking it, so. I can love someone so long enough to let him live others. If not me, I love one so long too. I'm a little lost, Sergeant. When I look in the mirror, I see the sadness, but you can't give up. Please don't, Katie. Not at all. We can all grow. I love this. So amazing and beautiful. Thank you, Susie. Come to think. What's up, Crystal? I will always carry love for my first love 20 years later as I've grown. You want a cheat code to life? Love everything that you see. Every man that's come into your life. I don't care how bad it was. Yep, I know. Yep, them, yep. Because there's something you've asked for. You've asked for something. I get it now, right? I was raped as an infant. I was sold for drugs. I was born on drugs. My first memory of 3 is right with another man and another woman, right? My 5 through 15, right? I asked for that because of something I wanted to prove. And so in order for it to be proven, you have to see it to believe it. And right, for those contracts and all this other stuff. But it's there. And so for it to be there and to have witness to what a person says a good man or a good woman, we use what we call our past as proof. And so if somebody can be loving as shit, then you hear something crazy like, I was raped as an infant, I was born on drugs, and people are like, nah. And then you start hearing stories and you be like, I mean, maybe you can be that loving. I mean, maybe actually, it's possible. I mean, I get at it, right? And so I tell people, like, I don't want that. I want you to see that it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to make it. 29 people in here. Y'all going to make it. You've never not made it. Because, you go through the level of people who didn't wake up this morning. I've never done that there, Susie. I think what I am to people too. I'm a mother, partner, I'm a daughter, so you're welcome, Divine. Does he want the relationship to work? You talking to me, Fritz? Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Mamita. I'm sorry, Christy. No, right now, like I'm telling y'all, the first time I recorded this, it's not what this was, but I've learned how to show gratitude towards how I look, and that took a while. I used to make faces, practice making faces and stuff, because I was so insecure about how people saw me because of the shit that I went through. And so, It's just one of those things. But you'll catch me. Listen, I've gotten to the point where I'll be looking at something. Am I drooling? Did anybody see me? I'm trying to look cool and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I get it, but I promise you're beautiful. I assure you. Thank you, Mamita. I feel uglier inside. You're so beautiful. Thank you, Candace. Christy, you're not... Damn, girl. What's going on? Talk to me now. At least you don't get caught picking your nose. So I did pick my... No. When you accept it, it's almost like a level of like, I don't give a fuck. But then there's a point to where I'm just like, I get the whole I don't give a fuck. But I do enjoy people. And so when I got to the point of like, I do give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if people are telling me I got to do something else. Nah, I'm good. I'm straight on that. But outside of that, there are people who legit are like, man, I like the way you rock. And vice versa. I feel that you're really connected with your inner child, and it's just amazing to see you. I am. That man, that little dude. Listen, y'all, that little dude had it rough. I can deliver it to you like this for the next 20 minutes. The little person inside of us, right? Like my inner child. I just reached the level of understanding that being in a relationship with somebody is supposed to be endearing. It's supposed to be loving. It's supposed to be exciting. You're supposed to want to cook. You're supposed to want to dance. You're supposed to want to make love. You're supposed to rush home. You're supposed to get excited for the silly shit. You're supposed to stick your cold feet underneath your man. You're supposed to take his hoodie. You're supposed to... This is what it's like you're supposed to do. And it's not that I didn't do it. It's that I never told people that I wanted to do it. I've never been in a relationship where I can approach the woman and on day one, and from that return, they're like, all right, I can dream right. And that inner child thought that was like being a superhero. I thought something like that was like climbing walls as the kid, because in foster care, you didn't receive, let me tuck you in bed love. You didn't receive, do you want a glass of milk and warm cookies? So I didn't attract, right, in fairness, I didn't attract women who were nurturing to me. But it wasn't that they were not nurturing because they were bad women. They were not nurturing because of the people they were raised by. And so those are the people that I would attract. Because for me, I am a nurturer. So I want to be giving, and I want to, right? I want to love you. I want to, and I do it so that you can smile. And that makes me blush, right? I know how to break this shit down now. Like, I want to do something for you and like watch you, right? Like, hey, look, I got you something. You're like, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is so nice. I'm like, yeah, right? Because I can do it to myself, but I can do it to myself with something as simple as a walk. And I get some people don't find that much joy in a walk. But that inner kid, he couldn't enjoy things that I thought was supposed to be enjoyable. And so my life, my childhood was not a childhood, right? Like, it just wasn't. And I know that I'm not the only one. So when I connected with him, remember I was talking about being gay and incest and having sex with my brothers and sisters. When I say brothers and sisters, I need y'all to understand that this has not happened to my actual blood brother. But yes, me and my blood brother were in foster care. And so we've experienced, right? And so when I started to really like dig into helping my inner child, I was rejecting him psychologically because of the things that I went through. And so when I got myself to see that my inner child was safe as long as I was being loving, because transform, right? And I know this it might sound weird, but hang in there. I'm on the bathroom floor The person is laying on top of me. I am who I am now. I am me now. And I see the situation and I'm watching it, right? Remember, I'm 5. And the average person would think they will pick the person up, right? I'm trying to be God in my head, right? You would think the person would like want a superhero and come to get the person, snatch them off of me and like beat them up and destroy them, right? Because I want help. And as I got older, my consciousness changed. And then I saw myself and I went to go get the kid. And the kid said, don't hurt him. Right? He said, don't hurt him. And I'm ready to hurt the guy who's touching me. And I was like, why? Why not? He said, because somebody touched him when he was a kid. So if you hit him, you're only going to do the same thing that he's been having done his entire life. You're strong enough now. You don't have to hit him. You can do that thing that he's never experienced. I'm like, what's that? He's like, love him. I'm like, nah, he touched me, he fucked me. No, he's just like, he'll never experience from anybody else. You don't have to love him, Kyle. I know he did that shit, man. And they were twins, and it was mentally slow, and they were grown men, and it was other women, and we did his other, right? Like, I know he did that stuff. But somebody did that to him, Kyle, and to the girls. And so these people that came into my life, like, I started to do that to every single person. And so I got the kid up off the floor. In my head, I became God. In my head, I became Jesus. And I looked at the man, and I said, you're forgiven. Because you didn't know what you were doing. You didn't understand that what you were doing was only what your mom and dad and your protectors and your advisors and your mentors did to you before you met Kyle. And Kyle has suffered from what you've done. And in order to make this better, you have to start loving yourself. And so God loves the man that's touching me. And so I get to see a real example of love. And so God is not punching him. He's not this guy's, right? Jesus is not cutting his neck off and judo chop, right? And so the 5-year-old is looking at Jesus, looking at God, and he's talking to this grown man, and he's just like, hey, it's okay. He will be the last one you hurt, right? And until you forgive yourself, you're going to always feel bad about touching this little boy. And so then I became 6, and every person who hurt me when I was 6, I did the same thing. And I became 7. Every person who hurt me when I was 7, it became the same thing. 8, 9, 10, 11. And every person that I thought had hurt me, I did the same thing. And so it could be something as simple as from my last relationship. I automatically see that for me to be that person, whatever I am going to do to for with them from this point on is going to be loving. If you're a true believer of God or religion and knowing that they're all powerful and mighty in that view, then you're going to respect the love that they're going to give to that man or to that woman that hurts you. If not, then you truly don't believe in God or Jesus. You'll be like, Jesus, you weak, bruh. Jesus, you is fake. I'll whoop him, Jesus. If I was Buddha, I hit him with some motherfucking, right? And then you look at it, you're like, that's not how they would deal with it. We're choosing to hurt people. And so if you hurt anybody today, that's because you were taught that that's how you're supposed to treat that person. And so that came from when I was younger. I told the lady who was taking care of me, right? And I told her that the twins were touching on me and the other kids inside the foster home. She called the twin over. She called one of the two. And I was 14. And, here's the uncomfortable, sickening part. I'm a 14-year-old who was raised and touched on by these men from 5 to 14. What do you think is in my head? Unless you experienced it, it's not the answer you think. You end up being attached, attracted, loving these people. And it's called Stockholm Syndrome. So she took a red vase and she cracked them in there. She called them and she was like, twin. They were like, yeah, mama. So they came in. I remember, I'm only 5'8" now. So, 14, probably like 5'2" or something. And so she had a red vase and she had on her side and she had me on the side and she pushed me back to the side, behind her. And the first twin came up and she, pow! And all this blood splattered on the wall and everything. And Miss Taylor was a big woman. This is in the book. She was a big girl. And so by the time she got around the first twin, his head was all fucked up and everything. And she ran to the other twin. And so when the first one got hit, it was just like, he said, run, mama trying to kill us. And I'll never forget it. And so the cops came, remember the cops that came, and so she told me what to say. Now, this is right, hang in there. From the perspective, most people are like, yeah, that's what they get. But what you didn't hear is this. Because of the abuse that they went through when they were little, they did the same thing to me. I end up growing just like every other kid that's touched on by any other person. You get torn up into these feelings thinking that you're gay because you learn how to be loving to men in an age that's not fair. On top of that, these people that you grow attachment to, regardless of the environment you grow in, you watch them get, for lack of better words, they ass stomped. But you're a kid and it's hard to make sense of it because there's nobody in your life saying that, hey, the things you've gone through, here's the reasons why. And now the cops are involved, and so you learn how to deal with the cops in a level of lying to such a degree that the only thing we told them is that she asked them to leave and they got violent with her. When she found out that had happened, she got rid of all the other kids. She got an 18-year-old girl. The 18-year-old girl caught me masturbating one time watching porn. And she said that if I didn't have sex with her, then she would tell Miss Taylor. Try not to say the name. She's passed. She would tell the foster mother. And, man. And so I was afraid of the foster mother hurting the girl who caught me doing that. And so instead of telling, we did. It was about a year. And then I got adopted. And that's a whole nother story. That inner child is right in front of you right now. My therapist helped me. He was like, you speak as if you're a kid sometimes, the way you see things, Kyle. And so what usually we think is a problem is actually not the problem, it's really the solution, but you got to learn how to look at it a loving way. And because of me not losing this sight as a child, because when I was on the floor being molested at 3 o'clock in the morning when I was younger, I would think about stuff like fucking the Hulk and Transformers and shit. And so my ability to concentrate and imagine and have vision and things of that nature has heightened due to that uncomfortableness. And through it all, despite the stories that people hear, I finally realized that no matter what a man or a woman says and do to you, no matter how they treat you, you can love them, even if you are raped as an infant. Your inner child is the key. Start meditating. Start playing like everything you touch is loving. Every idea you have is loving. Every time you think about somebody, it's loving. And your life will change in ways it will just be like, it's pretty interesting. But yes, I'm very, very, me and the inner kid in me, it's like one of my other kids. You know what I'm saying? So we live good. We try to now. We live good. We pretty happy over here. Yeah. What I'm doing now is prepare myself. I'm speed read through your comments so I don't miss anything. God is love. We are made in this image. Thank you, angels. I swear I don't be knowing lingo. What you trying to say, Christy? Good morning, Charity. Hey, Lucas. I exactly really don't give a fair on anything that's it. You didn't feel it. What are you referring to, Crystal? What part of the story was I at? What I'm doing now is reparenting myself and being my own parent. I'm sorry, Susie. Off the top of my head, as soon as I read it, learning how to observe your emotions. So like you do something, you feel something, get to the point like, don't use, I guess you could use this as a way to enhance it. You know how you feel something, and the average person is like touching a hot stove and you pull back. Imagine if you touch the hot stove, don't do this. You touch the hot stove and you didn't pull your hand back because you're trying to understand what it is you're feeling. And so when you do that with your emotions, you respond differently to the people that you feel like is hurting you. And then you'll say, hey, baby, for real though, I don't like how you said that. and I feel some type of way, right? And if the person is loving it, like, shit, I wasn't trying to say nothing bad, right? Or whatever the case may be. To each his own, but learn how to observe that before you respond, and it'll help with that in the long run. Yeah, same here, Super, and not so much as a good or bad way, like comical for me. I really wasn't shown love at all, or any sort of calmness as a child. Always just anger, reactivity, me too. But people say that leaves me too, but people says that leave me open for people to use me. But I love to love, give, share. Good. Get a little bit more time. Sometimes talking to someone else is needed. Venting, period. Oh, wow, Super. Oh my gosh, you just said something that I needed. Good. That's what's up, Finding. Supreme Awakening, She-Wolf. Thank you, Angelica. Thank you, Super. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the gifts. Thank you, Finding. I just couldn't see how to get past my trauma, but this is it. Good, yes. Find your vision, your higher self, your guide, your superhero, and go to that moment. And for me, I used Jesus, and I saw Jesus got the person up, and he didn't hurt him. And he spoke to him, and he said, I forgive you because you don't know what you're doing. And you have to see love to really experience it. And so unless you experience love, you're no different than the last chick your ex was with, or the last man that the ex was with. You want to stand out amongst the most? Keep loving them, even when they're gone. They'll see the difference. It will be healing for them, even in their sleep. This I promise. Self-healing is needed for many people that do not know how to open up for their own healing. Self-healing is needed for many people that do not. Yes, but look at it like this, Miss Lady. Remember, in foster care, we had kids on drugs. We had kids that had disabilities. We had kids that had like all types of situations. And so they were, for lack of better words, according to society, broken, different, what have you, on pills, on this, on that. And so how did I treat them? Same way I treated myself. And so somehow we got to the point where it's just like, oh, you can't be in a relationship unless you're healed. I'll get arrogant for a second. If a woman wanted to try to be in a relationship with me and she says that she's broken, I don't give a fuck. I'm not. If you say you're broken, you're broken. Kyle, I'm gonna hurt you if I allow you to hurt me. See, I didn't know that we could have that. I didn't know we could stand on our own too. Like, I'm grown. I can do what I want to do. I know how to ask questions. I trust my intuitions. I trust my feelings. I can't wait to be in a relationship. No, I'm not going to manifest that. If I was in a relationship, somebody's like, oh, you're asking too many questions, that would be the last question I ever asked. You have trust issues, Kyle. Not anymore. Because if you have been abused and been through a shitload of people that have like hurt you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, I don't sit here psychologically feeling like I'm gonna show up in your life and you're like, I trust you, Kyle, with all my heart. What I do understand is that I'll love the shit out of you, Kyle. But if you do something that I feel uncomfortable about, I'm going to respond in one way or another. Either say something nice, kind, understanding, scholarly, helpful, effective, or I'm going to respond in a way that's going to potentially piss you off. Either way, only you can control your actions, Kyle, and I'm only going to respond in what I've experienced. And so, Kyle, if you say you love me with all your heart, I'm not going to sit here and say you're lying. I'm probably going to sit there and do the thing where it's like, prove it, but I don't really want to prove it. I just been through a lot because a lot of people fucked over me. And so if you're really this loving, then you're going to be patient like love is. Never feel like you cannot be in a relationship. Because if you were a child and you were hurt and you were on drugs and you were beaten and whatever, I'm just going to love you. It doesn't matter if you're broken. You can appreciate a broken glass. You can appreciate a broken car. You can appreciate an old house. You can appreciate anything. And so please do not feel like you're broken or that you need healing. I hope that makes sense. If your child had a bad day, you don't tell them they're broken. Just look like we sit there and look, we don't have a way to see if we can get a good day. All right, what can daddy do to help and have a greater day, a joke or two, right? Listen to what happened. But if you're single and you feel like you're broken because of what the last relationship said or did or how it was or what the end or the outcome of what you experienced, and you want to be in a relationship, you're not broken. You're scared. Yeah. Ooh, you're not broken. You're scared. And so you say you're broken because if you were not broken, let's flip the narrative. It's like, are you broken? Then you just say no. And so you wouldn't look at it as fear. You look at it as something like, oh, I want to love that man. I want to love that woman. I want to love them. And so you don't say you're broken. Then you're courageous. Then you're explorative. Then you're high risk. Then you're exuberant. And the list goes on and on and on. But you're not broken. You're cautious. And so I'm aware, right? I saw on TikTok, a woman goes through 6 relationships and they were legitimately toxic. And just as an example, right? Or a man goes through, relationship and right, somebody says, Kyle, you're a good man. Why are you single? That's my fucking favorite question. And then just have the faith and understanding that the challenges I had, if I have not dealt with them right? If I have not dealt with them, there's going to affect you and vice versa. And so if I want to be in a relationship with somebody, I understand that whatever shadows they have is going to affect the relationship. But that doesn't mean that the person's going to run from their shadows. They might know how to deal with their own shadows. Maybe they need a little bit of assist, just like, being in the gym. Quite often people feel like they get in a relationship so they can take it. Nah, but you can accept it all. I want to be scared with somebody. That's how I know it's real. See, if you're not scared, you become a little foolish. You'll be running too fast in the beginning. You're not sure if you can keep up with the pace. If you're cautious, right? You'll be like, oh no. And then you start building that confidence up. And then you're out of there. There's no more fear. And you'll see, oh, it's safe. I'm good. This is comfortable. This is, right? So, I'll be scared in a relationship. I'm not scared. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not broken. Good, Christy. Yes, never broken. Good, Miss Lady. We're simple. We made it. We work it. We're not broken people. We are loving people. That's yes. Each are different places on our journey. We need to trust our intuition if they can cope. Your love, man, I could do this all day, y'all. Listen. If you're loving, if you're you hold the rights to approach any man or woman and display your love as comfortable as you feel that you are. And what you're also describing is that you know what love is. And so if a person does something unloving, you can navigate your heart and your words to them. It will not be painful, right? Because if they really love you, they'll listen with intentions of wanting to be in your life and vice versa. And so it's never, right, like it's only my love. It's I want to love you and I'm willing to learn on how to love you as if you were a child I brought home today and you are a newborn. This is day one home. I'm going to search for your joys. I'm going to look for them. You might be frustrated all night. And let's get real, right? I'm not saying that the woman's going to cry all night long, but if it's a sense of a child, I'm going to do what I can to keep you warm. I'm going to make sure you're fed. I'm going to make sure you're comfortable. I'm going to make sure you're getting good education. I'm going to make sure that you're getting good time spent. I'm going to make sure that wherever I'm around you, that I'm doing something that's beneficial to not just our relationship, but to you, so that when I'm not around you, that you're happy, and not because it is me, but to increase the ability for you to have a greater increase in quality of life, regardless who is around you. If we have children, I want you to teach that to the children. If we have friends we love, I want you to teach that to the friends we love. If we have businesses, I would love for you to teach that to the business. But choosing to do it, not asking. Right? So it's intuitive, it's natural. Like, this is just how she is. This is just how they are. This is just how he is. You can gain that type of, You can attract it. You know, you can literally attract it where when the person makes their decision, they'll make their decision in a way where they'll feel like they fucking tripping. I ain't never done no shit like this. And not in a way that is bad, in a way where it's just like, hey man, this is too much. And if the person is respectful, if the person is, you know, really loving, then no, it won't be distance. To them, the moment they saw you, they started loving you. The difference is how much love you allow them to send to you. If it's real, you can check back in if it's real, you can check back in at any given time and it will still be the same love. And on the flip side, I learned that pisses people off. Like, that motherfucker's still loving, huh? It's fake. 41, still fake, right? And I'm just like, damn. Right? So don't feel, man, your relationships that you feel like you want. You can express yourself. If you know how to express yourself, the people in your life will ponder about your love like a favorite memory. I feel like I should write that down. If your love is real, like really real, it could be something as simple as I said something to what you consider to be profound. Or you could have something as simple as an attraction to me. If I enter your thoughts tomorrow in any way, shape, form, or fashion, not so much as just like, oh, Kyle's attractive, or I like what he said. But every time, remember, for every thought, that's you expressing and understanding on how to love me through a video, whoever it is, through whatever thought. And if you could see that every time you've done it in your past, you've been right. And so when you are being loving to a woman or being loving to a man, you are literally giving like the 100% best version each and every single moment. And when you look at what you call life, the beginning of your life and today's the end, is there a moment you don't want to give the best version of yourself? If there is a moment you know you want to give the version that's less than your best, then by all means, rock out with your socks out. But if right now you're telling yourself that this is the moment where I'm giving my best, then cool. You can express yourself the same way to your significant others, to complete total strangers, to your business. Like, are you willing to work Saturdays? Nope. You want to think about it? Nope. Right? So, if your love is real, a person will ponder and utilize your love like a great memory each time something resembles it, whether it's a song, a smell, a candy, a picture, a joke. It could be for a slight second. And if you can see all those moments that you've had with a person, that's constantly happening. Every person you think of right now, it's happening now. And if you could just kind of like combine that in a sense of confidence, the next person in your life, you could be like, I'm going to love you like this. They'd be like, that's what everybody say. Like, yep, I get it. I'm not just saying it. I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm going to do it. And then you let them sit back and watch. But because you know you're authentic, you're never worried if you're not going to be loving tomorrow because you're constantly loving. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Yeah, man. I wish I'm just afraid due to overloving. Venus, my love, you will never overlove. You hear me? God's source doesn't make mistakes. We are imperfectly perfect. Yes, we are. Authentic, genuine, pure love. My reception this week phone keeps going in and out. I'm sorry, She-Wolf. My next laugh. There you go, Sergeant. Every moment, right now, if you're speaking to me, give me all of you. If it's not worth it, then why the fuck are you here? What are you doing? What are you doing? If you're not willing to be vulnerable, That vulnerability, let me tell you how easy vulnerability is. I'm just going to listen to him, right? Two ways to look at this. We got group A, group B. Group A is I'm just going to listen to him. That's vulnerability. Group B is I'm just going to listen to him. No, I'm just listening. Which group do you think is getting more information? I'm just going to listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the level of vulnerability that's so simple or so powerful that you can just sit there like, I'm just going to listen to him. If you're doing it right now, you're giving me love as if we were whatever a relationship. Like, that's how easy it is. If you're doing this right now, you're like just listening to me. You're loving me no different if you loving your children, loving your significant other. But if you're saying, I'm listening to him and, you know, let's just pretend it's a date and you're like, what was that what you say? That's which person would you want in your life? Which person would you want a continuing? I'm not saying that neither one of them is not vulnerable. Both of them are being vulnerable. One is showing it a different way. And so if you are loving, right, that's how it looks like. Let's say I'm talking to you and you're on your phone. And I say, sweetie, I enjoy talking to you. Whenever I spend time with you, I don't mind sharing it with you in whatever you're doing. But I enjoy being selfish with you on purpose. So while we're out, can we give each other time? Because the time that you and I spend is going to increase anything that we do, even if it's just listening to you. And she's like, I got to text somebody. I just got to do stuff. P.S. That person over there has been looking at you like this the whole time. Heard every goddamn word you said, right? So there's nothing wrong with what a person does, but who you give your love to. And so what ends up happening, that person's like, you a bugaboo, you doing too much. They leave, they go to another relationship. Right now, they're the same person, right? The same person. And they ask somebody the question, like, what'd you say? Now they're getting the same treatment. Or they start talking, the person's on the phone. As soon as that moment happened, their brain remembers the position. It'll be to the point, they'll be like, damn, it felt like deja vu. And something just that simple. And then the person they'll talk to will avoid them. And then they'll be like, damn. And just like that, the guy would be like, yo, you good? It's like your mood switch. You straight? What's going on? Once again, my point for expressing it to that level is to know that your love has never not been on point. You know who to love. You know how to love. So if you present yourself in a way to where you're talking to someone and you're truly being vulnerable, it doesn't matter if you're listening to them, talking to them, laughing with them, joking with them, walking, or just both of y'all being silent. That level of vulnerability is respected. And if it's not, you'll know it. Like, you've never not known it. When somebody's feeling weird, like, you've never not known it. And once again, I just didn't know that you could be in an environment where it feels good to be in that person's presence. Damn. You're like clowned. You're like clowned for it. Why haven't I given up love? Thank you, She-Wolf. Vulnerability is authenticity. It is. Good morning, Chester. Thank you, Mega. Appreciate it, y'all. I have more. So going back to the example of the person who's giving you that undivided attention, I don't want people to feel like that's the right answer. I want people to know that no matter what's presented in front of them, that all they have to do is be loving to the person. Whether the person gets it in the next relationship or with you, if you're really, truly a loving man, a really, really, truly a loving woman, then what you do today is going to be good for its weight in gold in the future. And so this is the power of picking a man or picking a woman to ensure that you have good children, because you want them to learn good things. And so when the child gets older and they're out into the regular world, you'll feel comfortable and confident that your child will survive in that environment. So you pick these people who have that ability. If you don't, then you risk the chance of your child not being, for lack of better words, a fit to society, and to know that you can navigate through those problems. As a woman, we'll have a man be like, well, why'd you, she don't look, or dad, or, the list goes on. And it'll be something as simple as, have you seen how he deals with this? Or have you seen how she deals with that? And you start changing your view, man. It doesn't become about, pretty smiles and things of that nature. So although I use the example where the person is like kind of ignoring you, let's flip it as a perspective. Let's say you are doing that, and I say that to you, like, I really, want to spend time with you. Let's say you've never had anybody talk to you that way. Like, let's say that you've never seen that, and that's your first time hearing something of that nature, and you truly are a person who's vulnerable. If you're vulnerable, like whoever the fuck, whatever you was doing, you'd be, what you got then? Because you want to do that. Now, I learned that there's some people that you can give houses, cars, kids, rings, weddings. You can do it all. And when you spend time with them, right? I don't even like you. Just a cool moment, you know what I'm saying? To wonder about your health, if you're happy, like that type of. And so when you see that person that's doing that, don't tap out on them, because all they're doing is what they were taught to do. You don't have to not love them. You can express yourself. It's like, I really want to spend time with you. And so I'm going to take my leave for the evening. I didn't know you wanted to spend time with your phone. She'll be like, might be tripping or what have you. You go off, she goes to another date. It's probably a good chance you're going to get a phone call. So learn how to navigate your heart to the people you want in your life. They're sent to you already, right? Just know that it's happening for a reason. Thank you, Lisa. Why I haven't given up yet, my level of love to give. Good. As it feels good to be in your presence. Just listening. Good. All right, thank y'all. Grand Rises. Appreciate it, Callie. Thank you, Blake Canvas. I appreciate it. Be present and love to each other. Spaghetti is too much spaghetti. Too much. Yes. And no. Jersey in the house. What's up, Jersey? What's up, Jamal? You get tunnel vision of love, you better stop. Somebody gonna want to go down that road. Hey, I guess I should have said tunnel, but you can't go through a tunnel unless you're on the road anyway. So you can listen for hours and hours. Yeah, I'm gonna go kick. Me and my son, we got a whack. We got a very interesting sleep schedule. So like, it's 5 a.m. over here. It's like midday for us though. I love it. I wish everybody can love this way. Not how Kyle loves. I just wish you could truly know that all bullshit to the side on some motherfucking beat chest shit, 10 toes down shit, you can love everything in your life. You can have no pain. And I'm not talking about, if you get cut, you don't feel nothing. I'm talking about those moments that used to tear you down in the midst of your night, keep you up all night long wondering why you're still thinking about her, crying, upset, because you were supposed to work your emotions out at that very moment where you were so pissed. If you were imaginary, imagine the worst moment, right? Imagine you're mad at your significant other. Imagine right now, wow, this is dope. All right, I'm gonna get off after this. Imagine right now that you and your significant other is going through a rough moment, whether you're single or with that person. How do you feel when you truly get through that tough time? If you've ever made it. Some people don't know how to get through a tough time. But if you've ever really made it through a tough time, like a real tough time, well, if you made it through one, you would make it through more. But something happens. And so those people that you're like, I'm so mad at her, I'm so mad. Imagine if you flip it around and you're like, I was really upset at, you're like yelling back and forth, but you're not yelling because you're trying to hurt them. It could be like y'all are yelling back and forth and somebody says, y'all stop yelling. Who are you talking to? We can talk to each other the way we want to talk to. The fuck? You want to start yelling at you? And so then, right? And so, and you start to realize that that's you're expressing. This is not a fight. If you change it around in your head, this will kind of unlock your past moments with some of the most darkest memories that you've had with your ex-lovers. And this will allow love to flow a little bit more freely inside of you. And so the people that's in your life now, whether it's you're single towards yourself or towards somebody else, then they'll try that right now. If you can do it and they're like, what's gotten into you? Act. And that continuation, that's the repetition. That repetition rises your vibration. That vibration over time changes your frequencies. And so the best way to do it is to look at those moments, switch them inside your head, change the narrative. You weren't fighting your exes. You were finding ways on how to express your love so that you can live in a higher quality of life without them in your life. And it was just taking you time to adjust, because somebody who really loves you, she wants you to be loving with or without them. Try that and watch how you treat your children, right? When you're not mad, like I'm just trying to learn how to live without you. And the love you gave me was so rare, good or bad, I got used to it. Not addicted, because if I was addicted, I'd still be there. But I got used to it. And I got so used to it, I thought that's what love was. And so me missing you, it's not that, oh, I miss you and I want you back. Me missing you is saying that is that I really wish that I could process this with you. And so what I'm missing is the connection that's needed for me to understand that I'm safe with you in your absence. But because you're not here and I'm insecure to my thoughts, instead of me feeling like I'm safe in your absence, I feel like you're talking about me, saying that I'm a bad man and I'm all this and all that, and not seeing the perspective where maybe you're feeling just as bad as I am. And so instead of me calling or texting, I'm going to tear myself down for probably about a year and a half and go through spurts of depression, sleep around, lie about how I feel on things, and just go through a whole slew of, simply because all I wanted to say was, I love you. Humans, they're so funny. Moral: see that you've always been loving. You just didn't know how to express it. And now you can. Better, differently, prospectively, dimensionally, energetically, peacefully, joyfully. You too, Candace. Appreciate you coming out here. I love you. Be easy. Miss Pizzle, I love you. Finding Mimi, I love you. Mega, I love you. Makeup, I love you. Candace, I love you. TV, I love you. Marissa, I love you. Lulu, I love you. Lisa, I love you. Mom, I love you. Timor, I love you. I-Man, I love you. She-Wolf, I love you. Lovely, I love you. Divine, I love you. Africa, I love you. Lulu, I love you. Raymond, I love you. Ario, I love you. DJ Dynasty, I love you. Long Dog Chewy, I love you. Rhea, Bunny, I love you. Also, I love you. Strong Mom, I love you. Blossom, I love you. Bananas, I love you. Catherine, I love you. Vision, I love you. Wells, I love you. Rosalind, I love you. 76 Ladic, I love you. Alberto, I love you. Those who watched in the background and showed me love through energy, thoughts. Those who came through for a second or stayed the whole time, I love you as well. If you want one-on-ones, please hit me up. Once again, I know somebody's trying to reach out for a live. I think Divine was in here. Yeah, if you want a one-on-one, hit me up. I'll definitely be hitting you back probably by the end of tomorrow. T-shirts on sale, Etsy. I'm so horrible at marketing. I got T-shirts for sale, YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the other ones. So everything is hashtag USELOVEFIRST, and I will be back on here tomorrow. But let's meditate first. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, Dynasty. Appreciate Intuitive. Thank you. Thank y'all. Damn, thank you. Oh, y'all up. Okay. Thank y'all. Hey, Divine. I saw, I think I saw a little bit of your live. And if you want to set a, not a one-on-one. Well, yeah, I guess a one-on-one. Or a live. I don't care. Either way. Right? But yeah, I'm down to work for anybody who's interested. Um, yeah. Once again, I'll do a live answer. I know people be like calling me and stuff. I guess that's the thing. That's like calling me FaceTime. And people done it. They sure will. Okay, all right. Good, perfect. What's going on, y'all? Are we ready? 10 minutes. Breathe through your nose. Let's bump it up a minute. We've been doing 2 minutes for a while, so let's go 11 minutes, right? I like 11. Breathe through your nose, right? You can breathe through your mouth. I don't really have a per se technique for breathing or for meditation, but my advice is there are no bad thoughts. Whatever you think of, you're supposed to think of. Allow those thoughts to be a bit of a guide. You don't have to try to control anything. Just pay attention to how you're breathing. So feel the nose, or feel the nose. Feel the air come through your nose. Fill up your throat, come through your lungs, right? Feel your body rise. Feel it fall, right? Feel the blood flow through your body. Feel the pulsating of your veins from your neck. Feel the weight. Feel the coolness or the heat. Feel all of it, but don't feel like you have to be in this direction. The whole purpose for what I see through meditation is that once you get a taste of awareness, you get a taste of love. Once you get a taste of awareness, you get a taste of love. I made a manifestation. I'm happy to say out loud, I want a life where I get to do what I am doing this very second, all day long. So, as a fun way to look at it, there's 30 people. And if this is not something you want to do for the rest of your life, talk about love for the rest of your life, I do this all day. I'm like a mad genius. I got all types of shit in here. I literally wake up, think about love, talk about love, views and concepts and perspectives and dimensions, and I deal with time and look at all day. That's what I want to my dying day. And that doesn't have to be, what's time for kids and family and all that's in there as well. You enjoy every bit of it, because I'm one of those people I don't give a shit. I'll enjoy anything, right? Once you get a taste of awareness, you get a taste of love. Or once you get a taste of consciousness, pure consciousness. And pure consciousness is realizing that when you look at a blade of when you look at a blade of grass, you know how you look at a blade of grass and you see it's kind of slumped over. And I was looking at it, I was just like, there's a whole nother life on the other side of that blade of grass. A whole nother world. This whole, nah, it's just the other side. That's like you seeing your back and realizing, nigga, I got that's a back. That's or seeing the back of your head, looking at the back of your head. You'd be like, I've had that for all these years. Once you get a taste of consciousness or awareness, you get a taste of love or divinity. Oh, I like divinity. Don't fear love. Let love be the proof. If you got somebody in your life that you love, then let love do its thing. It never does it. It never not does it. It always does it. Oh, okay. I love you, love. Thank you, Ivan. I appreciate it. It'd be nice, but I don't think I have time for that now. S to V, you hopped in the wrong channel. Tell me what you ain't got time for. Shit. You get time for whatever the fuck you want. Say, I have a life, and then fill in the blanks with your desires. Yo, you ever trip how we talk to strangers on TikTok but hardly make the effort in real life? Man. He said, you ever trip how we talk to strangers on TikTok but hardly make the effort in real life? What you see is not fake. I get off. All right, we're gonna hang out with my little homie. I don't rush anything. I enjoy everything I do. What people might view as anxiety is me getting used to being properly happy. I see myself, like right now I'm doing this thing, I'm like, this is kind of cool because I'm joyful. And I know that people live a life where it's not to what they see because of what society says. But I can tell you I am this way. I have my days where I get upset or I'll get emotional about something. But I think that we're start creating an environment where you start to realize the people we see are really living the life they say they're living, because we're starting to create an environment where people are understanding that vulnerability is the key, right? That it's one of the keystones or cornerstones to authenticity, right? And the consistency of being vulnerable and showing up and being vulnerable is how you get to see that, oh, you really are living this way. Like, you're not just like behind closed doors, you're this other person, and right. But I do understand what you're saying. I think there's some people who are happier than we realize. They're just afraid to sharing their love now because it took them so long to get it. It took them so long to get happy. And it could be a little bit scary when you had to claw your way through happiness. So, but yeah, I got you. I get you. I've been given an odd compliment to say is that I'm not fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you like that on your TikTok, right? Right, and it's good. It's good. Right? For my clients and things of that nature, like, it's good. So, but it is odd. However, the reason why that's happening once again is because of vulnerability, and TikTok increases the chances of someone being vulnerable. So there's a high probability that you actually find somebody that you like, as opposed to going to the same store all the time and seeing that you're like not a part of this matrix or society. And being on TikTok, because of the things you like, the algorithm, the list goes on, you have a higher probability of finding somebody that's actually a more match. That's why online dating actually is a good way to meet people. Albert Einstein said it, but change your view. Technology can bring us together or split us apart. So the strangers that you think are strangers that you resonate with, it's the reason why, right? So there's at least 29 people who has a strong capacity of understanding vulnerability and probably believes in love, and probably believes in love just as much as I do. It's as easy to understand as our natural attraction to people that are real, like you, drawn to this. Also, the empath and the healer, I get approached a lot, so it's not my personal experience. – 11 minutes now, right? try to upload some videos today. All right. You know what I'm gonna do for meditation? Wow, that's magical. My meaning of life: to learn how to utilize your mind and body and spirit to service those that you feel is worthy of your love. Hopefully you feel everyone is worthy of your love. But if everyone, those who are worthy of your love, what's the best thing you could do for them right now? Do that every single day. And whether it's to think about them, love them, high five, cook, write a letter, miss them, whatever, right? And the more you do that, the higher your frequency is, the greater quality of life you have, in my opinion. So I know your God-given purpose in life. Yeah, agreed. It is. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Angelica. I'm about to get off. I'm going to make a real quick video, but I'll share it with y'all first so y'all can hear it. It's something I just got in meditation. All right, you're going to see me create it. All right. Your current existence. This is what I just got from meditating. Your current existence is the best existence for you to create your best experience. Your current existence is the best existence for you to create your best experience. This is my way of saying, live your now. Take it as you want, right? So, like, literally, like, this whole spiritual movement, like, as soon as I say goodbye to y'all, I'm gonna press record and make that video and send it. Your current experience is the best experience for you to create. Your current existence is the best existence for you to create your best experience in life. Your current existence is the best existence for you to create your best experience in life. Your current existence is the best existence for you to create your best experience in life today. In life right now. Yeah, like right now. All right. Thank you, unknown goddess. Thank you, Meg. I appreciate it. Thank you, She-Wolf. You said too fast. Oh, too fast. I'm saying it. Good. Live your life. Live your life. Love like you've never loved. Go for the love that fucking scares the shit out of you. You don't want it unless it do. I ain't lying. Think about it. And I'm not talking about the scare that hurts. I'm talking about the scare because you just know, like, and because if it does, understand, not everything does that. Some things don't give you that feeling. Oh, the meditation went too fast. Yeah, it was 11 minutes. It was 11 minutes. That was good then. It was good. So, but all right, y'all be easy. See y'all. Talk to y'all later. All right. Peace.